Hello and welcome to a new episode of GameSpot Plays, today with Assassin's Creed Revelations. I'm Guy, I'm joined by Jane. Hello, Jane. And playing for today, our star, Johnny Chiodini.
Hello.
So we're going to run through some of the game. Johnny, you're playing as Ezio at the moment. We've seen plenty of the game, but we are going to jump into this new special mode, which is you're playing as Desmond. Should we go to the Animus Island, which sounds like a Disneyland ride? Let's go to it. So Jane, tell us a little bit about this. Give us a bit of backstory.
Right, okay, so we're checking in with Desmond, because everyone's seen a fair bit of Ezio by now. He fell into a coma at the end of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you may remember, after stabbing poor old Lucy. I think that's no longer a spoiler. We can talk about that, right?
Spoilers done, yeah.
Sorry. Yes, so if you've never played the game, there's a bit of a flashback narrated montage at the beginning that would tell you just that. And so you're getting to grips with the story so far through Assassin's to Brotherhood.
To Brotherhood.
Yeah.
This is the Animus Island. At the beginning of the game, Desmond finds himself here. His memories are fragmented. There's someone who's helping him.
Yes.
And he's trying to piece together his memories, all while trying to just protect his own mind from going insane.
He's been plugged into the Animus to keep him alive, sort of as a life support system. So he's deep in the what do they call it? Like the operating system, kind of like in a safe mode. So there's no ancestral memories being loaded up. He's just hanging out in the safe mode. And as Johnny's showing us here, these are the gateways to Desmond's journey, which is a set of side quests that kind of explore Desmond's early backstory.
Okay. And that's what we're going to jump into now. So the mode that we're going to focus on in this episode of GameSpot Plays is quite puzzle game oriented, would you say, or is it more platforming, Jane?
It is a sort of light puzzle platforming first-person perspective thing that you'll see in a moment isn't entirely aesthetically or mechanically unlike Portal.
Okay.
In the best of ways. In a way I entirely approve of, and it's a nice kind of palette cleanser from the game proper, which is so rich and detailed, and this is very kind of sparse and clean looking.
So there's lots of
this
game, which is the final part of Ezio's trilogy almost. There's a lot of new stuff in it that I've seen from the beginning of the game. You've got the new hook, which I've been using a little bit of. You can find out more about that, I guess, in other previews of the game. We're going to focus on the on Desmond's part of the game here, which is a little bit further in, isn't it? You don't open this straight away. No,
these are all unlocked with recalibrating collectibles. So I'll let her talk.
Okay, let's jump into the game and have a quick look.
So as you can see, you can create blocks, platforms and ramps with the left bumper, right bumper to scroll through, and then I think right trigger to create blocks. So you're making your own platforms to platform around on.
Morning bell. God, I hated that. Ringing 5 days a week just before dawn. Up before the birds. Me and the other kids.
Come on, Desmond, get up. No lagging.
Exercise. Mandatory. A dip in the creek to get clean, then oats with butter and apple juice for breakfast.
So Johnny, it's hard to tell. You've been pushed back by that.
Yeah. They're like these weird little particles. I'll show you on this one here. Like if you place a block, it just gets pushed up there, which is inconvenient for getting on that one. But if I just place another, I can hop on top, and I get taken up by the force field.
Hey.
And then trapped by my old block.
And you can remove them with X.
Ah, yes. There we go. So let's try that again.
So it's quite serene. There's minimal penalties for dying. It is kind of just a nice break from the game proper. I mean, it gets more difficult, obviously.
I must have walked a million miles before I was 10. But it was nice. I liked those days out in the hills. The hush, the open air, the deep dark of the forest. Crunch of boots on the dry ground.
Can you see Rapid City from here? No, that's much further east.
So that's Desmond there. You'll remember from such games as Uncharted, played by Nolan North.
It is Mr. Nolan North.
Again, he's a lot of games this year.
He's a hard-working guy.
So you're learning a bit about Desmond's childhood here?
Yes, which Johnny reminded me just before we started. We did know a little about from the earlier games that he grew up on a kind of assassin's commune, but he's reflecting on those things and I guess fixing his mind as he does so.
So this looks a bit more intimidating here.
Yes, so surprisingly, you're not supposed to touch the electric glowing blue blocks.
Makes sense.
probably symbolise something or other in his subconscious.
Johnny, are you finding this quite challenging here? Are you...
It's a little bit weird. I mean, when I was initially asked if I wanted to do this session, I was like, yeah, I've played Assassin's Creed loads, and I kind of didn't realise that this would be the sort of thing I'd be getting into, but it's enjoyable. Like Jane says, it's a nice kind of break from the norm, I guess. Let's just wait for that to go past.
It's good, Jane, right? I mean, this is the third Assassin's Creed game in as many years. Fatigue could potentially set in at this stage, so it's good to have a bit of a break from the platforming and assassinating and all the rest of it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think even without this kind of, yes, exotic gameplay, the games are pretty good at adding something new each time. Though they resemble each other pretty similarly, you've got different locations and, you know, kind of new tricks, that kind of thing. But yeah, this is certainly the most different kind of addition we've had. I guess apart from multiplayer.
Apart from multiplayer last time, yeah. So Johnny, you're trying to get down again now. So fall gently. Ooh.
Gently enough.
So explain a bit about this, Jane. This is these orange lines symbolise that you can't actually place blocks down.
Yes,
is that right?
it means your blocks are no good here. You can't create a block that runs over these lines or intersects these kind of beams through the little lights on the walls. So yeah, you have to start creating blocks while you fall, or while you get dragged around by what those force fields. Yeah. It just starts to resemble Portal and Portal kind of tractor beams a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of time pressure now.
It looks pretty cool.
It
Johnny,
does.
Are you getting pushed down now, Johnny?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bit,
so it looks like I've got these kind of safe zones that I can head through. With these blue ones. Am I being pushed around now?
No, you're okay now.
Okay.
You will be when you're here.
Where am I going? That's a question.
I think you're heading up there. Jane, any tips?
I have played through this, so I'm a bit disoriented right now. But yeah, I think you have to build up against the tide right now.
Joy.
Place blocks as fast as you can.
It's 180 block. 180 block.
Or 90 block. Streamlining. Here we are. Uh-oh.
Oh!
I was just about to say it's pretty forgiving with like your foot placement, so to speak.
Theoretically, anyway. Okay, let's try and do this quickly. Oh, crap.
Oh dear. I think you're okay there, aren't you, on the non-electrified bits? If you do fall, Johnny, you're okay.
Start going up then.
Jane, do you know if there's going to be any sort of ability to upload your times or anything for completing these? And from what I've seen so far,
I've played through a few of them, and I haven't seen any leaderboards.
No.
Not like the kind of the more time trials-y stuff from the last game. They're almost mood pieces. I remember seeing some concept art for it, and that concept art resembles these actual levels pretty closely. And they are.
It's all very
really
serene.
nice
I'm
looking.
feeling very relaxed just watching Johnny play.
I'm feeling a bit tense. I'm feeling the eyes on the internet on me right now.
I'm feeling completely relaxed. Oh.
What are we fighting for? They never told me much. Just enough. They kept things shrouded. An air of secrecy. For my own good, they said. So we stayed hidden. Away in the Black Hills. If anyone ever knew who we were or what we were doing, there'd be trouble.
They're everywhere, Desmond. They have their hands in everything. Politics, war, finance, high-tech, agriculture. People are asleep. And while they dream, Abstergo builds a nightmare.
Abstergo. The first time I saw that name, it was on the side of a bottle of ibuprofen. Mom laughed when I asked her about it. Can't get away, she said.
Well, we pick our battles, I guess. So many to choose from.
She told me the average American household contains 36 Abstergo-owned products at any given moment. If you tried to purge them from your life completely, it would be a full-time job.
There you go, another snippet of of Desmond's childhood. I think that's supposed to be his father as well, the guy talking
to
initially. Yeah.
So are these missions optional, Jane? Do you have to complete them? Right?
Yeah, they are side quests. We haven't actually spoken about how you unlock them. You collect these Animus data fragments from Constantinople as Ezio. So kind of in the same way you used to collect feathers or flags, they're just like scattered around on rooftops. And when you get to sort of 10, 20 fragments, you can come back to Animus Island at any point and go through those gateways. So that's how you unlock them.
You mentioned that that you start out in Constantinople. I'd been avoiding a lot of the pre-release coverage of the game. I knew Constantinople was in there. I didn't realise was that it was it's Istanbul, isn't it? It's the same city.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't realise.
Depending on whose side you're on,
right? Okay.
What you call it, I guess. But yeah, it's a divided city. It's at the crossroads of the world, that kind of thing. And you do. There's a little prologue that's actually in a different location. The snowy fortress city.
I played that yesterday. I can't quite remember what it's called.
Masyaf, I think.
Fingers in every pie. Governments, corporations, universities. Mom and Dad made it sound so scary. But it didn't feel scary. An enemy has to have a face, but all I could see was a bottle of painkillers.
So Johnny, you're supposed to be heading up here, I think, and then...
I think so, yeah. It looks like there's
wire.
another field that's going to take me to the left. I'm maybe supposed to cross that.
Yeah.
Have a look.
So I guess if these memories are going to cover his entire life up until the point he gets kidnapped by Abstergo, you're going to find out how he became a bartender and all that.
Woo.
That's what you've been waiting for. Uh-oh.
Am I supposed to go through that?
Yeah, you're right. You just have to get across there fast enough. Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Nice save.
No!
Sorry.
Johnny. What went wrong?
So
I
close.
panicked.
Oh.
The pressure of this. It's not an easy ask.
I do feel like we tricked you a bit. Come and play some Assassin's Creed for camera.
I feel so cheated.
What you also haven't seen so far, but you do get quite early on in the game, is a look at Subject 16, who's the mysterious guy who left those, what do they call them? The glowing sigil things on walls. Glyphs.
Yeah, the glyphs, yeah.
So he's actually here. He's in this. He's hanging out in the Animus operating system. Sorry, Johnny.
So he's helping you out almost, but he seems almost like he could not be helping you out depending on the story. At the early point in the game, he kind of just pops up again and again and tells you what your predicament is and what you need to do.
Yes.
But he's a bit of a shady character as well.
He's a bit bonkers, and I think he wants out of the Animus. And
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is he using you?
He might be.
knows?
He might be.
So it's across this line. I've got to plug it down.
Fall and then catch yourself.
Here we go.
Whee. Oh, no!
Seriously?
Oh.
Can we edit some of this?
It's okay, we can edit this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we'll speed through.
Yeah, we'll edit it. Yeah. No, we won't, Johnny.
Oh.
It's okay, we're getting enough.
Oh, for God's sake.
We're getting a good enough montage of death, I think, here for a new feature. Just change the focus.
It maybe doesn't do a great job of signposting when you're out of a danger zone into a safe zone. You've got the kind of orange wireframe on the block that says you can't build it, but when you're falling really fast, that's not super helpful.
Have we put Johnny on a really difficult one here, Jane?
No, this is the second level,
Okay.
the second part. The first one is super gentle. This is the first place that you learn how to use the blocks, I think, and also the orange laser grid things.
Right. And so all in, I mean, it's a decent package. I mean, the review isn't up on GameSpot at the time of recording, but it's, you know, like, you've got the multiplayer, you've got the single player. It does recap and then finish off the story of Ezio, and so you know, for me, I've got quite invested at this point into the Assassin's Creed game, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it ends.
Yeah, me too. It's the end for Ezio, but not for Desmond, right? They've already said there'll be another Assassin's Creed game next year.
Next year.
That will tie off the story of Desmond, because the world has to end in 2012, and they didn't want to be making games about 2012 and 2013, I suppose.
That's a fair point. Hopefully it's just a fiction and not reality. That.
Oh yeah, when I say the world has to end, I mean in the game fiction.
And there we go.
Hooray.
Nice work, Johnny. Quite a relief.
That's what, I'm interested to see what they do with Altair in the next game, because I think they're trying to make him a more likeable character, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because next to kind of Ezio, who's super charismatic, he just seems so bland, and I think they need to make him more of a character people actually invest in than in previous iterations. It's my thoughts anyway.
Yeah.
What scared me was the training. Sweat, tears, bloody lip every once in a while.
Focus, Desmond, focus.
How far were they going to push me?
Strength, speed, agility. No excuses.
Couldn't stand it. What was the point? For years and years, I thought some major catastrophe was on the horizon. I didn't know what to expect.
Some parental issues there.
Oh. Jump. No.
I gotta go to the side there, alright.
Am I right in thinking the original Assassin's Creed he was quite surprised about what was happening, but here he seems to remember a lot about his sort of assassinating upbringing?
Well, in the first one, he's just run away from, I think, what he refers to as the farm. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the Assassin's training camp he was a part of.
Right.
Yeah, it is. That's the name of the commune that he was kind of growing up on.
He just doesn't talk about it much, because for most of the game he assumes that Lucy actually is a proper Abstergo employee, and she really likes the Templars.
One day you'll understand. You'll see.
Oh!
So close.
These will be worth something.
I thought he was just on his infinite death loop.
If they'd been more open with me, if they'd shown me things, taken me places, maybe it would have made more sense.
He just wanted a day out at the zoo, that's all he wanted.
So they do kind of explain how he...
Oh man.
Sorry, Johnny.
Can you not like make the platform disappear from underneath?
I can,
as well,
yes. I'm just panicking ever so slightly.
I think it does a nice job of explaining how Desmond is in reasonable physical shape for a bartender, because they do explain, like, just there, that he had a lot of training as a kid, that they trained him pretty hard.
A bartender could, in theory, be in good shape as well.
That's true. He does take to, like, murdering people pretty well.
Pretty
though.
well, yeah. It's not every bartender that can do that.
Actually, that said, I don't know if we have killed anyone as Desmond, have we?
Apart from Lucy.
Beating him up, definitely.
Oh, well, Lucy Ray.
Or have we?
Poor show Desmond, first kill. You have beaten people up.
Yeah, definitely beating people up. In the factory you're trying to escape. Was that in 2? I think in 2. The end of 2. So is that's it?
And that was it. That was
That's
part
the
2
end.
of Desmond's journey.
And so
Flawless run.
when you're playing it at home, you probably won't be able to get as flawless a run as that. But so don't hold yourself up to those high standards. But thank you very much, Johnny. Well done, well played.
Oh, you're welcome.
So this is. We got any idea of how many of these are going to be, Jane, in the full game?
Yeah, you can see we're going to go back to Animus Island right now. And, here's Desmond, by the way, Newlet Desmond. He's slightly remodeled in the face and costume.
He's got the jacket that... Is it the same jacket that Ubisoft has sent in that's got the...
Yeah, it's got the embossed
hood.
eagle on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
black now.
here you go. So, as you can see, that's the way to the main game on Animus Island, and behind Ezio back here are the archways we went through initially.
Right.
And you can see there's one for each of Desmond's memories.
And I would imagine there are some sort of achievements tied to doing these if they're not
Quite,
on
yes.
the main
there
game. Yeah.
And there are 5 in this broken one, right? So potentially a 6th? Question mark.
are. Not impossible.
Perhaps. Indeed. All right. So is that everything, Jane?
Yep, that's all we've got to show you from Desmond's journey.
Yeah, and so the game is out on November 15th, pretty soon at time of recording. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, same day US and Europe, and it's coming to PC later on this month, I think. So,
Correct.
So yeah, thank you very much, Johnny.
Yeah, tar.
Well played, sir. And Jane, thanks very much for your time.
No worries.
And that's Assassin's Creed Revelations. You can find out more about it. Just head over to GameSpot.com.